How's it going, everybody? Deviant Gamer here, and welcome back to another episode of TerraFirmaCraft. I'm still in my mines. I just ended the episode and started another recording. So, want to show you guys that cobblestone, because it's considered heavy instead of light, you can only stack it up to 32. So if you put another one on top, it won't let you. So that's going to be one way of confining you. Now, do realize that this rock stuff will actually stack up to 64. So some might think that because this is stacking to 64 and the cobblestone only stacks to 32, that it's actually better to keep it in this form, but actually it's not. Take half your rock out, 32, and put it in here, and what do you get? 8. Put another 32 in, now you got 16, so that's half of it. Put in another one of these, 24, and another half, and now you got 32. So you're pretty much holding 2 full stacks of the rock form in one of these. So it is actually better to keep it in cobblestone form because it will cut your storage in half. So I'm just going to put that in there, and I'm almost actually out of storage in that compartment as well. So now this episode I'm going to show you guys some mining techniques. I'm going to first show you how to safely mine out this copper. Then I'm going to show you guys one of, actually, you know what? Yeah, then I'll show you guys a way of using the prospector pick to find a ore vein. And I'll probably do that in another area of the map or something like that, so I can show you guys it in a non-touched zone. So first off, to mine out the the copper here, as you can see, I've been making 2 high areas and making them 1 wide across, and this is because this is the least chance of causing cave-ins. The bigger area you have, such as this kind of area, and the higher it is up, the more likely you're going to cause a cave-in. And because these veins are so large, if you start just mining them out, you will have a higher chance of causing a cave-in. So let me show you guys some ways of preventing that. First off, you want to create some support beams. So you create it by putting 2 logs on top of each other and a saw, and that'll create the beam. You also want horizontal beams as well as vertical ones. So here's a horizontal support beam. Created the same way, just putting it like so. Doesn't matter if they're the same wood. It can be white cedar if you want white cedar next to a vertical ash. But for look wise, it's better to keep them the same just because they look better together. But that's completely preference up to you guys. Now, I'm going to wait until it, get over here, saw. I'm going to wait till it's daytime to show you guys how these things work without, being in a cave. So, see you guys when the sun's out. Alrighty then, so it's coming daytime now, so I'll show you guys how support beams work. Vertical ones obviously go up vertically, where horizontal ones go horizontally. So a support beam will hold up stone above it. So for instance, I have some of this gravel or cobblestone that I've collected. This also works for solid stone to prevent it from falling, hence why these are good cave-in protectors or preventers. So let me first show you what it looks like without these. So as you can see, it falls if you don't have a support beam. That's just the way normal mechanics work on cobblestone. So let me quickly mine these out. And there we go. Alright, so put a support beam here, and to make it simple and easy to do, I'm just going to do it like so. So we got the cobblestone here. If I put cobblestone next to it, it's just going to fall, because just having a beam isn't going to be, oops, that's not pickaxe. Just having a beam isn't going to be enough to hold it. But if you put a horizontal support next to it, now it will keep it up. And it'll keep it up from 4 blocks from where that beam is. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th one should fall. where this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because the beam is pointing this direction. So it's 5 from its last point. And now the 6th one will fall. Same with if I go this way, it'll only go out 4 and the 5th one will fall. And this way, 4 and the 5th one will fall. So as you can see, I can now stand underneath this cobblestone, which would have normally fallen. So if you pretend this is stone on top, and I put a support beam and put some bars like so, then this will prevent it from breaking for this way. It also will prevent it from breaking for anywhere along this path. So if I go from here, 1, 2, 3, so that's 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This will fall. So I can make a protective area of a square around me just by putting this one support beam in. If I make the horizontal beam go out further, then that protection extends further. So I'm just going to go ahead and let this whole thing fall and collect all this cobblestone here, or the support beams here. And this I'll clean up at a later date. I don't feel like doing it right now. But now that you kind of know the physics of it, the mechanics of it, let me go ahead and go back down here. I really do need to make a stairway, and what I'm going to do is probably make a support beam going straight up here, and then every once in a while have it hit the edge, and that way it can keep it up. So I can put gravel or something easy up this part. Who knows? It might just look nice that way anyways. But so now we're going to go down here, and we want to protect ourselves from cave-ins. And as you saw, it protects it from a 4x4 area from where it's standing. So let's go ahead and protect ourselves here. So we're going to stand right here and put the beam here and here, and then the horizontal beam there. This is super extra cautious. You don't really need to be putting support beams this early in, but I want to prevent a cave-in from happening from me mining up to and then across, because I'm going to be putting my support beam in here. So let me mine this area. I should probably put some light in here, make it a bit easier for you guys to see because it's basalt. So it's like black, so it's really hard to see. So it looks like I'm at the top of the vein because there's no more showing up that direction. So that's good to know. So there we go. We got this. So because of that, I didn't actually need to mine that high up, but too late. Already happened. Oh, there we go. So I guess it is that good that I mined that high up. So now that we've kind of mined this area out, now I can put my support beams here, there, and there, and then put the horizontal. I can either put it here and it will create the bend there, which isn't kind of what I want. Thankfully they're easy to break, or higher up like so, which is what I want. So I'm gonna put the horizontal beam like so, and I can just break the bottom one like this, and that will break all that little temporary one, just like I said, extra precaution. Now everything above this, for that direction, and for direction from here, is protected from cave-ins. Now I don't have to worry about mining this stuff and having it fall on me. Now this, because it's actually from a copper vein, it's even better than the little nuggets that was up top. And I'll show you here once I break these final ones. Break that, there we go. So these are native copper nuggets, where this is native copper. So where I needed 10 for a single ingot on here, I only need, I think, 4, maybe 5, but I'm pretty sure it's 4 native copper to create an ingot instead of 10. So definitely a lot more efficient mining native copper than looking around up top for it. So I'm gonna mine out this whole area, get all the copper that I have, that I can, and we shall be back in a bit. Alright, so I've collected a good amount of the copper ore here. I'm still trying to figure out a good, not method, but just good way of making it. So here, as you know, you get with your saw and your two things, you get 8 of them. So I'm trying to think of, okay, how best can I lay these out so I don't have extras? So far, my test A, which is the one that I'm doing right now, is do 4 beams up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll allow me to do 2 posts up, and then 4 across. And that allows me to do 2 posts across. Now, the only problem I have with this is it makes it an odd or an even number inside. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can't just put a torch in the center. But if I do it any shorter than that, like for here, for instance, I would have a post right here, and then it would be short. It would only be like a 3x3 passageway, which is pretty short. You can actually extend these up even further. So if I had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 across, and then I could put the 4 here. So that would make it a much wider passageway, but I need to do some testing to see if the cobblestone will fall. And I may do that testing on camera near the end of the episode here. But, you know, just wanted to let you know, I'm kind of practicing around with some mining techniques on, you know, how best can I support this and make it efficient with the 8 bars that I have. But I want to show you another technique that's very useful to know. So I've been collecting the rock, which allows me to then create cobblestone and cobblestone to the rock. Now, how do I get smooth stone? Unlike vanilla Minecraft, you can't just put cobblestone in a furnace because, well, there isn't really furnaces, but you can't smelt it into a solid form. You have to get raw stone. So you have to break all of the wrong one. Have to break all of the stone around a smooth stone block, all 6 sides, so top, bottom, left, right, front, and back, and then it will just pop off like a item like this ore did, and that will give you basalt, just the normal one, not basalt rock or basalt cobblestone, just basalt. And that's the only way you can collect smooth stone, basically, of any material. So all of the stone materials, if you want a smooth stone version of it, you have to break it off like so. And there is certain crafting recipes that do require, it's thundering outside, do require smooth stone to be crafted. So go ahead and mine it off like that, as well as, you know, it's a good decorative block and all that fun stuff. So I got 3, so I'm gonna collect 10 more just to get 4 stacks of this stuff, because a ceramic vessel can hold 4 stacks, and I shall be back after that. I just turned off the rain because I was about to do the recording, but it's kind of funny, the trees grew and the cobblestone that I had to clean up because I was mining the whole time almost knocked off that sapling. I didn't notice that, but I'm glad to see that 2 of the trees have grown. This one has grown another branch, so it'll start growing taller soon, and I'm just waiting on that sapling. But no, that's good that those are actually working. I'm going to also quickly, actually before I do that, I am going to harvest this. So, oh good, I only need 1 sapling. Sapling per tree means that it's self-regenerating, and I can just break it, place a new sapling, and continue on. I won't be able to enlarge my tree farm, but I'm not trying to enlarge it at this point in time. I'm just trying to get enough wood. So let's see, 14, shoot. I need 2 more logs, all right? Come on, sapling, 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 sapling. Oh, I'm not getting any luck with this one. And there we go. Oh, and I got 2. So I was actually able to increase my tree farm because of that. So let me cut this one down. And God, cutting logs are so slow sometimes. All right, then place this and over here. Perfecto. Oh yeah, I can't sprint because I'm dehydrated. 1 second. Alrighty, so I made 2 more, actually I made 4 molds and already cooked them. I made 2 more of those molds, and I put 2 of the stacks of 16 in this ceramic vessel, so I'm going to put that right there. I'm also going to take the clay and make 1 more mold here, and this is a chisel mold, so I'm going to put that over there, and put the chisel mold in like so, then fill it up with straw, up to there. There we go. And then put my logs, and there we go, and fill that up. All right, so let's go ahead and light this. There we go. Hopefully that won't catch any of this wood on fire. I'm unsure if that will or not. We'll find out. But anyways, this is going to take a bit of time, so I'm going to go ahead and let this burn away. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and hop into a creative world. Oh, no, actually, I won't do that. Next episode, I will show you that mining technique with the prospector pick. And I will, in the meantime, also experiment with support beams, finding out a good style that I personally like. But before we end the episode, I am going to show you guys how much 2 stacks of 16 make. And so I'm just going to go ahead and speed it up and see you guys in a few seconds. Actually, while this is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and show you one more storage technique. Obviously, the vessels work, but they're only 4 slots. But you can carry them in your inventory, and you can open them up in your inventory. So they're very useful for carrying stuff around with you. But if you're at home, they're kind of useful. But if you create some planks, go to your crafting table, and you go like so, you can make a chest. Now this is not like vanilla chests. You can also make it out of the actual board, like full boards themselves, but that's like 8 times the wood, so it's a waste of materials to do that. And they'll make the same exact chest. But as you can see, vanilla chests have been cut in half, I think. I think it had 2 more or 1 more slot, so they're much shorter than they were before. But this will allow you to at least, you know, unload all this extra stuff. Wood, of course, can be stored outside. I'm gonna put like, I don't know, yeah, you can't put these in here, so weapons you can't put in, but basalt bricks, ores you can put in here. So it also has a limitation on what you can and can't put in there. So put this like so like that. Gems, like all this stuff is just taking up my inventory space, and I don't need it on me, like clay and stuff. And so like for instance, this, don't want it to fall in the fire. There we go. This has all this extra stone in here, which, you know, is good if I'm in the mines to be able to store it like so. But yeah, I wanted to let you know about that. It's still cooking. I'm gonna keep the empty one here with me. And it's daytime, so, and nothing's caught on fire, so that's good. You know, I just thought about this, and this is actually a great idea too. So this one has all the kind of like little random things that I don't really want to keep up. So I was going to put them in here, but that would have taken 4 spots. So I'm like, can I just put this in here? And you can actually see what's in it. So you can actually store these things with like stone and ores and stuff and keep them in here and know which one has what just by selecting over it. So that's actually even a better way of storing all this extra stuff that you don't really need all the time. So keep that in mind too. Alright, so these just finished, so I'm going to collect the molds here, and then I'm going to collect the vessel. So as you can see, once again, has liquid copper in it. We open up as 800, and I have 8 ceramic molds. So I'm going to, you can only put 1 at a time. I accidentally left clicked, not right clicked. And fill each one of these up with the awesomeness that is molds. And if I actually filled up the whole thing, I would be able to make 16 molds. But I only had 8 at the moment. I actually need to go out and get some more clay. I'm running out of clay here. Because every time you make one of these molds, it actually takes up all 5 of the clay required to make it. Which makes sense. I mean, you are like kind of making a large item out of it. So because of that, I was only able to make 8. but I have enough now just because of the ceramic molds don't really break unless you use them wrongly. I'll just fill up the other 8 with the remainder. So there we go. And then I'm actually going to take that out and open this up and fill the chisel with it. So there we go, a chisel mold. I got an empty mold here and put the chisel mold in there. And next episode, not only will I show you guys that prospecting mining, but I'll also show you what the chisel mold does. It's not chisel mold, the copper chisel, what it does. Now these things are actually cooling down, as you can see. Brilliant white, white 4 stars, white 1 star, white liquid turns just to yellow. So I'm gonna let these cool off just a bit more and show you another use for them. I don't think, yeah, you can't do it like that yet. So I'll just wait a bit longer. See you guys in a few seconds. Alright, so when they get to the orange phase, about 3 or 4 stars or lower, you can actually put them in your crafting inventory and get out the ingot form, and you get back the mold. Like I said, if you do it properly, oh, and by the way, they're still cooling down, so they don't stack yet. But, so that's not quite yet ready. These are still in yellow. There we go, just got that one. And, like I said, 4 stars is kind of high because it still says liquid, by the way. Now it doesn't say liquid, so now I can get it. So that still says liquid. So it has to say orange, but non-liquid orange. And let's put that there. There we go. So now we got all these ingots, and they're still cooling down. They're still nice and hot, but I should be able to, let's see. Nope, not yet. Alright, so now that they don't have a temperature, this one still does. Warming's the last stage, and then it'll kick in and just become a copper ingot. You'll see there. You can now stack them because now they're cooled down. They're not gonna like meld with each other. But another cool thing about it is if you shift click, you can actually stack them down just like you did with the ceramic pot. So as you can see, I can put them all like that, and there's all my copper ingots. And if I want one, I just right click it. The reason why is because I don't think, yeah, you can't store them in chests. You can store them in the vessels, but you can store more if you do it like this, because you can only store 4 per vessel, 4 vessels per surface. So if I can put a stack of 8 of these down, and then I can stack them, I think 4 or 5 high, that's going to be a lot more per volume and easier to get to, just because I can like right click that, go to my smeltery, put the rest down. It's kind of like how the wood planks are here, but actually even easier to use. So, wanted to say that before I left for the episode. Next episode, I have some things planned. So, as always, stay epic. This is Deviant Gamer signing off. Adios.